Hello and welcome to another Bodgit and Leggit video. Now we've got a tool review coming up, a tool kind of an aid review coming up. It's the Auto Fireman. I got contacted by this company and they said they'll send me some if I do a review. I said no problem. Sounds like a good idea. I was kind of interested. I've seen their video. They've made a video on how this works. I'll link that down below. And obviously I am kind of interested because coming from the world of rallying, you can't really see but with my car down there, been to a lot of rallies and stuff and I've seen kind of what fire can do. What you get in the actual box is instructions. You get two mini fire extinguishers, as you can see, which I'll show in a second. Then we get the cord, which again, I'll explain all this in a second. I like the idea of it. I have special plumbed in fire extinguishers in the car over there. And like I said, whenever I do a review, I'll be as honest as I possibly can. Depending on your fire, I've seen some fires, even with big, huge, massive fire extinguishers, depending on the fire, will not really do any good. But that's more kind of rallying side, where when you drive on the road, it's completely different to rallying. Rallying, you know, the temperatures and everything, you know, is a lot higher. But with these little fellas, they do seem quite cool. Now, what I will say is, whether they would actually put out a fire or not, it all depends on your fire. What this will do, 100%, is this will give you more time. If you've got kids in the back of your car or something like that, and you smell something, and you know, these goes off, it gives you that extra bit of time to get them unbuckled, to get them out and to walk away from the car before anything happens. From what I can see from their video, they do work. It's just like I said, what it'll basically do is give you more time, I reckon. It's like the old saying, I'd rather have it and not have to use it than don't have it. So I'm going to put them in the car I drive most days, which is the car behind me. And yeah, we'll see. Hopefully I don't need them. It's one of them things you don't really want to have to need. But if you've got them, it's just an extra layer of protection. And like I said, if it gives you them vital few minutes to get out, to get your family out your car, at the end of the day, the car is just a piece of metal. Your life and your family is a lot more valuable than a piece of metal. So that's what I reckon. And yeah, you know, a couple more minutes could save your life. And at the end of the day, there you go, sorted. What you do need to do is, it's really handy to have magnets. So anywhere that's metal, you can obviously stick them on. It does say what you need to do is have them somewhere, preferably on the struts. Oh, that needs to, there we go. And facing up towards the bonnet, because what happens is, once it goes off, which I'll show you this in a second, it sprays upwards. And when it hits the bonnet, it can distribute all the kind of the spray over the engine. If you had it facing down there, all that's going to happen is all the stuff's going to go down there and it's going to be absolutely useless. Have it facing up, one each side, and it's going to make the whole area inside your engine bay, you know, a lot better to get the fire out. So it comes with two magnets. And I think, I could be wrong, but I think I can put it there, or can I? I think I can. I think I've got enough room to actually put them there, which is fantastic, because my bonnet level only comes to there. We're going to be very technical now and measure with a 3/8 bar. Yeah, as you can see, I've got absolutely loads of room sorted, and we'll bang the other one on the far side. So yeah, you do need to check. On your car it might be slightly different, but you do want them facing kind of up. Don't have them facing down somewhere, because it just won't really work. For example, I've got my injectors and fuel system here, so you know, if anything's going to go on fire, you kind of expect that to go first. If you had that facing your injectors, well then that's okay, because it's facing the ignition source. But facing straight down isn't really the way to go. So, but I'm lucky, I should be able to have them right there on the actual strut towers, which is fantastic. And it's very, very simple. That's it. That is it essentially installed. You do get in the pack as well, you do get these little 3M double-sided patches as well if you can't use the magnets for whatever reason. We can use the magnets, so we don't need to. You also get these cable ties as well, which we will use them. So like I said, this is something you don't really want to use, but if you've got it and it's there, well, it's just an extra layer of protection. This essentially is the sense wire. So, and I think I should really read the instructions to see where this actually pops at, depending on the heat. Right, they call this a thermal line, and it will react when it reaches 600 degrees. So essentially, once this, anywhere along this line reaches that temperature, it will set these two extinguishers off. They're going to hit the bonnet, and they're going to essentially go all the way across the engine bay, which is going to stop, you know, it's going to stop everything essentially, and hopefully, you know, stop the fire. But like I said, I'm not going to tell you it's going to solve every fire, because I can't test it. I'm not about to set the car on fire to test it. I will link a video in, but however you look at it, if you do have a problem, it's going to give you an extra few minutes to get out the car, get your family out and get away safely. And at the end of the day, that's priceless. That is absolutely 100% priceless. You know, unless the mother-in-law's in the car and you don't particularly get on with her. But apart from that, so what I'm going to do is, you just connect it. It just clips in like an old-fashioned kind of air hose. So it should just clip in and make connection. That's it. That's in. So what you want to do is, now you do need to be careful. You don't want to route this near a hot exhaust or anything like that, or leave it touching the exhaust, because you'll set them off. Think about where your car, depend on your car, could have potentially go on fire. I've got a petrol filter just down here. That is a potential spark point. I've got my injectors and my fuel line here. Again, that's a potential spark point. I've got wires near and an alternator, which again is a potential. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to most probably go, trying to see now. If I go, I need to get it out of the way so it's not going to be in my way or anything. What I'm going to do first is I'll plug it in the other end, so that will give me an idea of where I can go. I want to get near the alternator, so I might even follow, I could follow the throttle cable, which would be close to my alternator here. It will then, if I double it back, it will come on to my, so if I double it like that, that will then go on to my injectors, where there's fuel as well and a lot of wires. And then I think I'll just tie it to here and tie it to there, which will then cover my fuel filter. So what I'm going to do, I won't bore you with all this. I'll just clip all this together and show you it finished. Right, so I've kind of done it as best to what I think suits this particular vehicle. I've got it near my fuel filter. It's near my ignition setup, so my fuel coming in, my injectors. It then comes close to my alternator. Also, the fan is another big thing, and we're quite close to the fan, so if the fan decides to go on fire, and then we just run back to the other one. Seconds, absolute seconds to fit it. Depending on your car, you might want to be a bit neater with it. I'm not really, it's not a showcase engine bay under here, so I'm not worried about that. It's in anywhere along this line. If it decides to go on fire, it will set both of them off, which is fantastic. And that really is it. It really is a really simple, easy installation, which I like a lot. Now, so like I said, I'm not going to stand here and tell you this is going to put out every single fire in your car, because I don't know. I know it's without doubt 1,000,000% going to help, and certainly give you a bit more time to get out the car. You only need a couple of more seconds to get out the car, and this will definitely do that for you. The video I will link in the description of them showing you, you can see how it put the fire out quite quickly in their car. You know, fires do happen. You see cars all the time. You know, you maybe don't physically see them, but you see pictures of cars that have gone on fire and all sorts. So it does happen. And people have died in cars and all that sort of stuff. So at least with this, it will give you definitely time to get out and hopefully save your car. You know, if you've got an old sports car or a car that means a lot to you, you know, bang these in. If you're really concerned that maybe 2 is enough, just bang another set in. You know, it really is very, very straightforward. It doesn't destroy the car. You can take them off. You don't have to drill any big holes or anything like that and set anything up. It really is very, very straightforward. I really do like the system, and I hope it goes well for them. I know they are a new company, and I think they are starting like an indigo thing, and I really do wish them all the best. It's a fantastic idea, and it can save you, well, it can save your life essentially. If you, like I said, I'm not going to say it's going to put out your fire and save your car, because it depends on the fire. It depends what you're doing. It really does. It's, you know, there's too many variables in there, but it will definitely give you more time to get out the car. You know, if you have to get out your seat first, run round to the other seat, you know, unbuckle children out their seats and all that sort of stuff, that takes time. This will help. And like I said, you do want to kind of get them mounted like I have, straight up. That's the best bit. And also be careful when you've done it. Don't just slam your bonnet down, because if you're not going to clear your bonnet, not only are you going to smash them to pieces, there's a good chance you're going to absolutely make hoops of your bonnet, which will obviously then start costing you a fortune. So put it down nice and slowly, just to make sure if you have to adjust them somewhere, you can do. But there you go. I really, really like it. Fantastic idea, and yeah, like I said, I hope it goes well for them, and I hope you never need them. That's the thing. I hope you get them, but you never need to buy them, or you never need to use them and test them, because if you do, you're kind of in trouble. So there we go, Auto Fireman sorted. There we go. So as always, look, hope it helps. Thumbs up, share, like, subscribe, the usual stuff. But most importantly, don't forget, get your hands dirty. See you for the next one.